Memory and gold. The fog finally lifted after 23 days. It had misted over the castle for so long, we servants had almost forgotten the views of the surrounding grounds. The forest below our treacherous mountain on the north end, with its vibrant evergreen conifers, the hills steeping down into the valleys on the south end, and the canyons of the cliff sides, both east and west, all came back to view as that dreadful mist finally dissipated. A springtime ray of sunshine and the occasional blessed moments we were given, and all could be seen as green and bright as ever. The master had been in his quarters, not to be disturbed for 3 months. He finally came out looking pale and thin as ever, though he smiled more than I have ever seen him smile before. It was as if he had received great news, even though no strangers had come for months to bear any for him. He looked at me and handed me his cane as he felt his pockets for his coin purse. "Stevenson, please do me one good favor." He handed me a sum I had never been fortunate to hold all at once, but I maintained my coolness and calmly held the silver dollars. "And distribute these to all the servants, including yourself, and fetch me a parchment to write a letter I shall dictate to you." "Yes, master," I responded. Right away I found all 6 of the other servants, handing them 4 silver coins each, until only 4 remained for me. Then I found his finest parchment and ink to bring to the old master. "I'm ready to write your letter, master, whenever you are." I had brought him some of the usual brandy wine and dinner, as it was his usual time to lunch. "Thank you, dear Stevenson." The master cleared his throat and dictated the following letter, which changed all our lives forever. "Dear Sir Franklin of the New World, it has been too long since we last spoke, and the deadline of deadlines has passed. Now it is time I write to you, old friend. Your raven delivered your letter this morning as swiftly as I hope my pigeon shall reach you, which will be evening in your time. The mist has cleared and my castle still stands as strong as your mansion in that glade in which you reside. It appears that the experiment is finally over. I was surprised that our experiment ended almost exactly as you thought it would. Here I was drenched in radical philosophy, or at least now I should say outdated thinking, that no being would ever last this long, or ever in subservience. My assumption was based on the nature of animals and human history, as rebellions and wars have been inspired by less significant motives. Here I thought by now I would be dead, and that you, being clever, would have escaped death of your own design, for the experiment was mostly of your own hard handiworks. The automatons have no idea that their sentience comes from mere computer chips and the wires and the like. For your capabilities of design far surpassed my expectations. My servants remain loyal. Their programming has been upheld for 3 decades, and not one stepped ever out of line or even dared question me. After a while, one gets used to it, sure. However, even though they are not wholly biological creatures, I cannot stand to lord over them so. I have followed the protocols and given them each 4 silver dollars so that they might find freedom as immortal and perfect yet slavish robots for centuries to come. Oh, if we only could design them to have some independence and creativity. But alas, your further hypotheses were proven years ago on that front. My most loyal subject is to travel by Zeppelin over the Great Sea to your new world in the coming weeks for further study. I will follow the directions you gave me in his disassembly, as I have hired a certain young apprentice of mine by the name of Fairshall, a human one no doubt, to deliver his parts. Please do treat him with fairness, both the apprentice and the disassembled subject, who I have actually grown to love. The subject known as Stevenson, who will not remember the letter I am now dictating him to write. Please, I beg you, please, treat his components with extra care in your studies. My dear Franklin, I have grown too old for castle dwelling, and I believe it is time to rejoin the societies of the villages that dwell in the valleys below my quiet mountain of solitude. Till we write again, my friend, I suggest that once your findings are concluded, that you too find joy in living a normal life again amongst the trees and stars, the streets and shops, and may you perhaps even find love. It is too late for me to find a letter, but I am at peace, knowing I'll join my soul's mate once I perish from this earth. Oh, it's been centuries since we last held hands. I know you disagree, but this is a debate. We decided to stay our disagreement onwards. Farewell with love, Master Vernon Jules. That was the first and last time I had heard my master's name, and as I, for a few seconds, reached self-awareness for the only time, realized I've lived my whole life, or semblance of life, in this castle, that my memories of the longevities of time were all false. I felt an abrupt electric shock at the base of my skull. Darkness took my vision, and I am no more but a memory in golden chips.